Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Ma'am Resti. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our presentation on minimal pairs and common pronunciation errors. In this video, we're going to explore how small changes in sound can lead to big differences in meaning and why English pronunciation can sometimes be tricky for learners. We'll start by looking at what minimal pairs are, followed by some examples to help you hear the difference. Then we'll talk about common pronunciation mistakes and share some tips to help you improve. Now, next slide are the members of Group 6. There are me, myself, Kayla Kanahaya, Akmal Puteranarama, and Elsinta Winata W. Next slide. The definition of minimal pairs. Now, what is a minimal pair? A minimal pair is two words that vary by only a single sound, usually meaning sounds that may confuse English learners. For example, the and f in fan and van, or the and e in desk and disc. Now, next slide. English as an additional language. There are sounds that are pronounced differently across languages. One key part of helping a student learn English pronunciation is picking up the misconceptions that can occur when sounds from a native language can differ to English. A lot of new learners of English will also learn from listening to English speakers, but this can also cause issues. Native English speakers are likely to speak quickly with accents and or with their own errors or dialects. New English speakers may fill in the blanks from what they have learned and come away with slight errors. Equally, vowel sounds can be different in other languages. In Spanish, for example, there are five vowel sounds, one for each vowel. In English, there are around 20 distinct vowel phonemes, and that is before we tackle accents. Picking up these misconceptions and doing simple activities can be hugely beneficial. It is important to remember that whilst older learners may struggle with similar sound issues as young learners with their phonics, they are much further along in their development. With focused attention to misconceptions, with explanation and visualization, they can pick up the issues quite quickly and understand how to use their learning across the language. Now, this next slide will be explained by Akmal.
Okay, thank you, Kayla. And I want to explain about the importance of learning minimal pairs. Minimal pairs activities are important for developing speakers, whether they are be young children or those learning a new language, as they help the student to differentiate sounds and words. Isolating key sounds that pupils are struggling with can mitigate this. There are many minimal pairs in the English language, and while many will be taught in the course of primary school, once misconceptions are in the place for individuals, it can be often need focused attentions to ensure these misconceptions are corrected. Where the minimal pairs differ in pronunciation can come in any part of the word. Sheep and chip are minimal pair words, but so are sheep and sheep. Other examples include the sheep and sheet, sleep and sheep, sit and beat. And the next slide is the example videos of the wrong pronunciation.
In the beninging, in the in the beninging, yeah, in the in the in.
So in the video, the man struggles to say the word beginning because it has three syllables, repeated end sounds, and stress the middle syllable, which can be tricky to pronunciate correctly. And next slide will be explained by Elsinta.
Okay, thank you, Akmal. Now I'll show you common pronunciation errors. Learns influence confusing similar sounds as the things. Another frequent issue is mixing up r and o, leading to confusion between words like rice and lice. Learns also often substitute with so ferry might be pronunciation as ferry. Problems with final consonant are also common, with some speakers changing or omitting sounds at the end of a word, for instance, saying bed and inside of bed. In addition, some learns insert exhale vowel sounds, especially before consonant cultures, resulting in pronunciation like school inside of school. Finally, incorrect word stress can change the meaning of a word entirely, such as in the difference between presence as a noun and presence as a verb. This error can affect intelligibility, so being aware of them is important for clear communication. Next slide, please. Okay, how to solve common pronunciations error. The first, listening practice. You can use mini praise recording to train your ear, or listening and repeat exercise on YouTube apps like Elsa Speechlink, and watch native speakers and focus on mouth movement. 2. Mouth practice. Show diagrams or video demonstrating correct strokes or mouth placement. Practice specific sound in front of a mirror. 3. Record and compare. Record yourself saying minimal pairs like sheep, bed or bed. Compare with a native pronunciation and self-correct. Okay, the next slide, back to the Kayla.
Okay, thank you guys for explaining the previous materials. Now we've come to the conclusion. Understanding and practicing minimal pairs is a powerful way to improve English pronunciation, especially for learners who may confuse similar sounds. Since different languages have different sound systems, misconceptions often arise when learners rely solely on native language rules or fast, accented English speech. Common pronunciation errors like confusing r and o or and t, or misplacing word stress can significantly affect clarity. However, with focused attention, visual aids, and consistent practice through listening, recording, and mouth tongue exercises, learners can overcome these challenges. Minimal pair activities help develop listening accuracy and sound differentiation, making them essential for both beginner and advanced learners, aiming for clearer, more confident English communication. Now we've come to our end of presentation. Thank you all so much for your attention. If you have any questions, please ask away in the group chat. Thank you. That is all from us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.